guys, welcome back to my channel. It is absolutely freezing today and so gloomy and so gross, but you'll notice my Christmas lights aren't up. It's because I broke them. I really wish I could blame my cat, but actually it was just me. So it's all my fault. No Christmas lights for the moment. I'm trying to work out if I can repair them. So sorry about that. Not very festive today. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing a Q&A. I asked for your questions on Instagram. Now I'm gonna answer as many as I can. All right, so the first question is from Danica, and she asks, which countries are on the top of your bucket list? I did do a travel bucket list a while ago, but obviously that's changed. It's been so long ago, and I'm pretty sure at the top of my bucket list then was Germany, which I have now checked off my bucket list. So happy about that. If you wanna check out my Germany vlogs, I will link them for you up there. I think right now one of the dream destinations is Japan, particularly Tokyo, but there's several places in Japan that would be amazing to visit if I get the opportunity. I don't foresee this happening anytime in the very near future because it is a really big trip, a very expensive trip, and especially sort of managing going back to the US to see my family regularly and stuff. It's kind of difficult to work in those big trips, find the vacation time from work, find the money and all of that. So I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon, but that's probably at the top of the bucket list, the sort of dream. Also, I know it's not a country because I have been to Canada, but I would love to go to Quebec, specifically in Canada, which I've never been to. What cafes in Paris would you recommend travelers to visit? This is a bit tricky because I don't find myself like repeat visiting a lot of cafes multiple times. A couple of places that I have gone back to because I do really like them are La Caféothèque. That place I really like. It's very hipstery. They have good drinks. They have Wi-Fi if you want to do a bit of working there. There's also La Fontaine de Belleville, which has really good coffee. I've only gotten, I believe, an espresso there, but it's really good, and I definitely will be repeat visiting that one as well. Marine asked, si tu avais une baguette magique, quelle est la chose que tu changerais dans ta vie? So if you had a magic wand, what is something that you would change in your life? This is really tough because, I mean, obviously there are things that I would prefer to be different in my life. Everybody, I think, can vouch for that. But for the most part, I'm happy with my life as it is now. There's things that I aspire to, but it's not something I'd want to like wave the wand to fix. I think maybe just that I could be closer to my family, or they could be closer to me. Not necessarily that, you know, they would move here, I would move there or something, but maybe if there was just a faster and easier way to see them. So I don't know, maybe I'm asking really for apparition or flu powder or something there. But I would just love it to be easier to see each other without the cost and the time and everything of traveling that far. What wisdom would you pass to your 20-year-old self? Where was I when I was 20? I was just about to move to the UK. So I was actually just about to do my first trip abroad, and that sort of started what my life has become in the past 5 years. So that was a really exciting time. I think what I would tell myself is to not stress about the big picture too much, and instead to focus on the smaller things, the things that you actually can control. So instead of saying like, I wanna have a fantastic job by the time I'm 25, I wanna be making this much, or I wanna get published by this age, I wanna have a dog or a cat by this age, or own a house by this age, instead of thinking about all these huge big picture things, when you're 20 and when you can't really stretch that far yet, you don't know how the future's gonna go, focus on things that really you can control. So, you know, when I was 20, it was my master's degree that I was about to start. It was the novel that I was in the middle of. It was, you know, my YouTube channel. Focus on the things you can control and just sort of keep that big picture in the back of your mind, because there's so many other things that go into actually making that big picture happen. And at least in my case, I just ended up often overstressing about things I couldn't control instead of just focusing in on the things I could. Do you like postmodern literature? To be completely honest, not really. I haven't read a lot of it, also, to be completely honest. I obviously read some in university, but I never liked a lot of the things that I read that were postmodern. Some of them were all right. Some of them I definitely saw the merits as a piece of literature, but I didn't enjoy them like I enjoyed a lot of other genres and time periods of literature. So it was definitely not a genre that I read outside of university. And because I narrowed down into romantic and Victorian literature with my specialty, I didn't really read that much of it. How did you afford university in the UK? So I did a one-year master's in the UK at Bristol University, and I'm not sure if it's every university, I'm not sure if it's every program, but at least for me, there was the option of getting US government loans through the university. There was some sort of agreement that either the university had or the UK has with the US, to where I was able to get sort of regular student loans for my education there. So in that way, it was a lot like going to any US university, really. The funding was not really that much different in my case. I do not regret it at all. I was able to pay it off because I was extremely frugal afterward, but loans are loans. So I would definitely recommend, if you're thinking about taking out loans for university, whether it's the UK or US or anywhere else, just to really think hard about it, make a plan about what you're gonna do with those loans afterward and how you're gonna pay them off and everything, because it's definitely a huge deal, but it definitely can be worth it. Besides family and friends, what will you miss the most related to celebrating Christmas in the US? I think probably pie, pecan pie specifically, as well as pumpkin pie, which sometimes my family will make for Christmas. And because I didn't get it on Thanksgiving, I still want it for Christmas, so I will miss that. I also really miss like all the decorations, all the lights. There are some places in Paris that completely go all out for Christmas and holiday lights everywhere. It's beautiful, but it's just less in general. Certain streets, certain places will be decked out. Certain businesses, I've actually noticed, I feel like more this year than last year, little businesses and stuff having trees in the window and decorated lights and things like that, which I love. But I still feel like the US just goes all out for Christmas. People love decorations. Houses all around you are decorated. So that I kind of miss, because it's nice to just be driving down the street and just see Christmas lights everywhere. Did you finish La Casa de Papel, and what did you think? Yes, I finished it way faster than I should have finished it. I sort of binge watched a lot of the episodes. It was absolutely incredible, and it was the first Spanish show that I've watched in a very long time, and the first one I've watched from start to finish, and I cannot wait till the next season. I don't know what they're gonna do with it, to be honest. I can't really see where it's going, but I'm there for the ride. My friend Holly from Holly of All Trades wants to know what has been the highlight of my YouTube career so far. That is a tough question, actually. I think it's sort of composed of multiple highlights. Sometimes it's when I make a video I really like. Other times it's when a video gets a really great response from you guys. Subscriber milestones, things like that. I'm not sure I have like one highlight that's like, this is why I do YouTube. It's just sort of a lot of highlights. Maybe one of my like fangirl moments on YouTube is when Damon and Joe commented on one of my videos, which happened a while ago. That was like a huge highlight. I'm not sure it's a highlight of my career, but it's a highlight of my inner fangirl. How to turn an idea into a novel? I don't think I can answer that in the Q&A. I'm not even sure I can answer that in one full dedicated video. There is a whole lot of stuff that goes into it, and I will link you to my writing playlist if you would like to check out more of my writing related videos and sort of tips, advice, motivation, and stuff like that. But if I had to just sum it up in one particular thing, I think it would have to be commitment. I feel like what stops most people from writing a novel, even people who say they want to write a novel and who say they've always dreamed of writing a novel, what ultimately sort of separates the people who do finish a novel and the people who don't is commitment, and it is the ability and the discipline to write regularly, to make yourself keep coming back to it, to get over the difficult parts. There are always going to be difficult parts, whether it's a specific part in the novel that's giving you trouble, whether it's something in your life that's giving you trouble, whether it's actual writer's block, or whether it's a million different things that can happen on the side and just affect your ability to write. This happens to every single one of us. Even writers who finish the novel have had those low moments, have gone through those difficult times, but you have to have the commitment to stick it out and to make yourself write during those times, or to be able to come back to writing after those times, after you've gotten through whatever's going on. You really just have to have commitment, and that can be a commitment that lasts multiple years. Most of us, especially for the first novels we write, take a while to write them because it's difficult and we haven't figured out how to do it yet. If you could pick a practical spell from Harry Potter to use in your daily life, just one, what would it be? An apparition does not count. Okay, so you just taken away apparition, which I talked about earlier would be very useful. I think it would have to be either the repairing charm or it would have to be Lumos. Reparo is pretty easy to explain why I would want that, because I'm not the swiftest and most graceful of ladies, so I've broken my fair share of things, including my Christmas lights. At the same time, Lumos I think would also be extremely useful, because I do use my phone light for a lot of things anymore, but if I had a wand, I think I'd have my wand on me even more than my phone, if that's possible, and Lumos provides more light, and I hate the dark. I wouldn't say I have a fear of the dark, but I am not very comfortable when I'm in a room that's completely pitch black by myself. So I think that's something that I would use quite frequently. Because you specifically said just one spell, I feel like you know me very well by now, and you know that I'm notorious for not being able to pick one. I guess Which one would I pick? I think Reparo. I'm still really sad about my holiday lights. Those are all the questions I'm gonna answer today. Thank you so much to everyone who sent me questions on Instagram. If you want to participate in the next Q&A, that is pretty much always the place that I ask for questions anymore, so definitely follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna spin one of these questions back to you now. So if you had a magic wand, what is one thing that you would change in your life? Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.